Afgelopen dinsdag werd ik uitgenodigd als expert voor het panelgesprek over personal style van COSH Fashion Revolution Week om te babbelen over de kracht van persoonlijke stijl en hoe dit bijdraagt aan een duurzamere garderobe. Ik filmde het hele gesprek in de hoop leuke clips te kunnen gebruiken op Instagram, maar nadien bleek dat ik helemaal niet op beeld sta. Om hier toch iets leuk mee te doen, deel ik exclusief met jou het volledige gesprek hier via de podcast. Belangrijke footnote, het gesprek is in het Engels. Hey ambitieuze vrouw en welkom bij Kleurbekennen met Anke, de podcast waar we bewijzen dat zakelijk succes echt niet zwart-wit hoeft te zijn. Ik ben Anke Stine, imagocoach en jouw grootste cheerleader. Ik sta naast je om je garderobe net zo uniek te maken als dat jij bent. Want wat je draagt vertelt jouw verhaal nog voor je je mond open doet. De grote vraag is, welk verhaal wil jij vertellen? Want zoals ze in het Engels zeggen, the brand is what the brand does. En hoe jij eruit ziet is daar een mega belangrijk onderdeel van. Elke week deel ik met een hoek af en een flinke dosis kleur mijn tips, ervaringen en styling hacks. We gaan voor wat bij jou past en niet per se hoe het hoort te zijn. Want niemand heeft gezegd dat je niet serieus genomen wordt in kleur. Sterker nog, het is vaak je grootste troef. Dus ben je klaar om te ontdekken waar jij het accent op wilt leggen, om bewust te kiezen tussen blending in of standing out? Trek je meest kleurrijke outfit aan en doe met me mee. Dit is Kleurbekennen met Anke.
Promised your panel. Because I'd like to personally talk more about the idea of personal style and why is that more than just a nice thing to have. But I don't want to, I think I was talking enough, so I'd rather leave it to our three ladies here. With us, we have Catalina. Catalina, do you mind saying something about yourself in like 2 sentences?
Not at all.
Who are you?
I am Catalina. I am a fashion designer as a personal stylist. Also coach image, personal style and image consultant. And also I'm a styling teacher. And it's a pleasure to be right here. I created my personal women's wear brand, Catalina J, in 2016. Previously, I worked for several different 8 or 9 brands. They were doing mostly fast fashion, and when I created my own brand, I will do it differently. I will do it my way, and I will never do a mass market production.
We like that. Woo! Okay, cool. Well, Lynn, we already heard a little bit about you, but do you mind saying something more in like 2 sentences?
I'm the boring one of the 3 because I'm very the plain minimalism style, but also I was previously a lawyer, then went to more the business wear for women, and that's how my fashion journey started. And now I want to focus more on minimalism, creating a capsule wardrobe, and that's how I try to inspire people.
Okay, cool.
Well.
And last but certainly not least, Anke, do you mind saying something about this?
Yeah, I might.
Okay.
No, I don't. Just let me talk and we can fill the evening. I'm Anke. I'm a stylist, a personal stylist for female entrepreneurs with a personal brand. And next to that, I have my own web shop with colorful clothing. It's my opinion that when we as women love ourselves, we get to take better care of ourselves, of the planet, of others. And I think that makes the world a better place. So it starts all with how do you feel and how do you present yourself. And that will make the world a better place. So that's where I started from. And you might notice that, color is kind of my thing.
Okay, but I kind of like that all 3 of you are strikingly different. I think that's kind of the point. Yeah. Okay, if I challenge you to describe your style in 3 words, what would that be? I heard color, I heard minimalism, I did not hear anything from you. What would you say?
For me, it's mostly contemporary, let's say.
Okay.
And eclectic,
okay.
Timeless.
Okay.
Also,
that's up.
Important. Yeah.
Cool.
For me, also timeless, and also a bit the corporates as well.
Okay. And minimalism. And minimalism.
And minimalism. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and I would like to add feminine and colorful. I already said that, and playful. I think that presents the person that I am the most.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, cool. You also were saying that like this is where you started from, like, you know, personal style. How would you define like what is actually a personal style? Like it's something we throw there, but like what is that?
I think the word says it all. It's very personal,
Okay.
so no one can decide that for you. I think personal style starts with getting to know yourself very well, getting to know what you like, where you stand for, and what you want to present in the world. So for me, that's personal style. Also, when you feel confident in what you wear, that it can represent you, and that it's not something someone told you should wear. It stands aside from trends. Trends are one thing, but you have to find your own personal way of wearing it. The things you like, the things you stand for, the things you want to present. And I think the example is here. We all have different keywords that describe our style, and that makes it personal for us.
Okay. Do we all need that? Like, is it something I need?
I do think so. I also think we all are our own personal brand. So if we want to sell ourselves, and it sounds very cheesy, but that's the way it goes. You sell who you are to the world, to a partner, to your next employer, to whatever you want to tell to the world. So I think a personal style, and it helps. I think it makes you a unique person, and it makes you you. So for me, the answer would be yes, we need that.
Fair enough.
And I think we can't go without it. We are all individuals, so a personal style.
Or you go with a brand, or you go with a personal brand. But you branding yourself, you're doing it anyway.
Yeah. Imagine you have a job interview. You present yourself as the best version of you, and actually you should do that every day, mostly for yourself. But
okay. I mean, speaking of job interviews, and Lynn, you mentioned one of your keywords was corporate. Like, is there something as like businesswoman style or businesswoman outfit? What would that mean?
It's also that is sometimes the most tricky one a bit, because there are indeed, depending on which industries you're working, there are still some hidden rules. If you find, I had a lot of talks with bankers, and then if you see just their style, it are the navy suits. Like, we all entered one room. I was the only woman there. I was wearing my navy suit, but all the men as well.
Right.
So, but then it's the thing, like, okay, you need to fit in a little bit, just to fit in, but then is the power to also not just fit in and fade away. Then it's how can I stand out being myself, and that is the thing you need to do. So it's a more difficult mix.
Okay, that's interesting. And Catalina, in your little intro, you mentioned that you worked before for many fast fashion brands, and then when you started your own brand, you decided not to go mass production. You decided to go slow fashion, if you can say. Is there a connection between personal style and slow fashion?
Absolutely, it is. It's a direct connection, because when you choose to expand your personal style beside your mirror or your wardrobe, and to show it like your extension to the world, of course you choose to be unique, to be individual, and to express all your tastes or lifestyle or personality. And if you tend to do this, you are looking for unique pieces, artisanal details, crafted articles. And slow fashion is all about this, just how to do it differently and not to fall into a mass market roulette where everyone wears the same t-shirt, which is fashionable, or, I don't know, boots or a trendy jacket. You can go to an event and see 2 or 3 people wearing the same thing. And of course, our responsibility For example, for me personally, as a brand owner, not only as a personal stylist freelancer, is to encourage my clients, my customers, just to develop their style and to invest wisely, not to be like the prey of this ultra fast fashion cruel reality, and how to choose wisely and to choose differently, and of course the eternal phrase, buy less but choose better than to buy a lot, and to choose mass market brands. And so when you choose to have a distinct personal style, it's of course you're gonna do it. A niche brand will help you to define a more authentic and individual style than to go to shop everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, which another brands produce like millions tons the same articles and collections.
Okay. So what I'm hearing from all of you, personal style is good for ourselves, like as individuals, as personally. It is good to still keep your individuality, even if the context demands kind of sameness. But it can also be a tool to resist at least fast fashion and tools. Okay, that all sounds really important. But let's say, okay, I understand why I need it. Cool. And let's say I want to start building my own personal style. Okay, where should I start?
I think you start by getting to know yourself. I think that's the most important step. And that sounds complicated as well, I know. Like, oh my God, oh no, getting to know myself. Oh my God, who am I? Where do I stand for? For me, an easy tool to do that is color analysis. I think it gets some insight of who you are, what suits you best, what fits for you. I think, you develop it along the way, because my personal style right now wasn't my personal style when I was a teenager, to say the least. And it will evolve. And I just was talking with Lynn, and she was saying, but I do have items that are in my closet for more than 10 years. And I have that as well. And I think if you get to know yourself and your closet and your wardrobe can grow with you, you can always make new combinations, but that wasn't your question. Sorry.
That's okay, but I'm glad you mentioned color analysis. Like, that sounds interesting. First of all, what is that? And secondly, I wear only black. Why do I need color analysis?
Because well, a color analysis, that's actually a fashion tool where you get to know the colors that suits you best. In the world, as a human, we can see more than 1 million tints of tones of color. And for me, it's a little bit of a frequency. Colors have a frequency, we have a frequency, and you match your colors with your frequency. It's a little bit woohoo explained, but actually with a color analysis you get to know the colors that suits you best, which makes it easier for you to understand what is my style, what combinations can I make, how can I get to know myself. For me, there's a part of it that connects to your personality as well. And you mentioned black. There is this rumor that I don't like black, but that's not true. That's not true. I'm just saying there are many, many, many more colors, and everyone wears what she wants. That's no problem. But for me, it's a powerful tool to express yourself one way, and it also helps you to set a tone. Like Lynn just mentioned, you blend in or you stand out. You make a choice to be approachable or don't be approachable. I think for me, it's often easier to approach someone who wears something with more color, who is more approachable, than someone who is more in the corner or blending in or not open for a conversation. But next to that, I think colors have a lot of meanings as well. I'm wearing green today, which is the color of the heart chakra. That for one. But it's also a color of connection,
And for me, when I had a physical store, I used colors to make the route in the store. So I used green to connect the collections to each other, red as an eye catcher, for example. So I think there's a lot to say about color. So stop me if I'm saying too much. And for me, it's a way to express myself. And we also see it in branding. It's a powerful communication tool as well. So
So I want to add on that, because people then maybe think like color, it needs to be very bright and flashy, but it doesn't need to be, because I also I wear mostly navy, but that is because I value loyalty, trust, and that is trustworthy. That are things that I want to radiate, so that's why that color suits really me, and that doesn't need to be the flashy blue, but it's also communicating with color. And sometimes then more in corporate settings, if you want to be more approachable and you love black, fine, but don't combine it then with white, because that it creates the contrast is too big, and then you create distance. But then compare it with more beige or with gray colors, and you are way more approachable. That's also how color can be powerful and not the bright spectrum.
Yeah, and everyone has its own tints of color, and all the palettes are the different colors of the world, let's say. And maybe a fun fact, black is the only color that doesn't reflect light. So it absorbs everything and it keeps you warm. Sorry. But further than that, no problems with black, not at all. It can be very stylish. It can be a statement, it can be a personal choice as well. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, sure. But I like how you started with, understanding color or doing some color analysis is also a way to make sure the color fits you, like your personality as well. But this idea of clothes that fit somebody, I think that's a very important thing. And Catalina, I know you have a lot of like very tailored clothes. Like, how do I make sure that the clothes fit me? Like, especially if I can't maybe try them, or how can I know if it works with them?
For me, if I going to define like my direction, it's not color. I don't use a lot of color, but I use cuts and volumes, and I'm playing with the patterns. So for me, it's tailoring at the base, and then it's going with deconstruction and playing with details, architectural details, layerings, and so on. So that's why to express this, it's better to do it like in monochrome, in white, in black, in like non-colors. And to add, black is not a color; it's a non-color. Or it's like
we have touched the subject here.
It's what we learned from the classic paints and the drawing lessons at the university, and that was like the first lesson. White and black, these are not colors. Please don't call them colors. And actually, you are wearing all colors, because if you sum all the colors in the world, the nuances and the sub-nuances, so
makes it very colorful. I knew it.
So we receive black if we mix all of them together, and the totality of the colors. You're wearing the rainbow. You don't know. We cannot see it.
We cannot see, right?
Yeah.
There we go. They're awesome. But how do you make sure that the clothes would fit me? What does it mean?
Yeah. So firstly, this is the biggest challenge for women, because, for example, it depends of the typology of where the geolocated the women. Because if you take Europe, we have like different 13 typology of silhouettes. Even we have 4 main types. Then we go with there are 13 different. If we take, like, for example, Asia, there are 2 maximum typology. If we go to Japan, they are like, in general, they are 1 typology. They are mostly like the most unitary body measurements and system, if we take it. China goes 2, 3, but if we take in total Asia, it's easy if you have like very well made patterns. It's very easy to target the body measurements. But in Europe is different. If we go to Germany, so the measurements, the body types we have in France or in Italy doesn't fit to German or to Nordic countries. And this is like the first step is important to measure correctly each part of our body and to compare, to look in the mirror and to see which are the parts that we see are most prominent, and to study our proportions. And then, of course, the key is the tailoring. If we take like the standard articles from a shop or from a store, physical store or online, of course, they're not gonna fit perfectly, because mostly, like in general, the women body are between two sizes. So, for example, upper side, it's, for example, an S, a 36, and then it's not ideal. Like very rarely when it's only one size. And in general, women are between two sizes. It depends also of the height. And of course, in time, the body changes also with age. And this is also another challenge. And firstly is to have a perfect fit, is to tailor like on our own body, the articles we buy from the store. And to learn about our body type and to know what articles and what cuts fit us better. If we have a silhouette which you want to put the accent on the waist, then of course you're gonna take not very straight or very wide articles, but mostly more fitted. Also, it depends on how it's your personal style. Maybe someone, it's very fitted, but they don't want to wear like tight things, or just they want to put the accent on the volume and to play with different details. And I think this is the most important, to define first of all what your body type it is, and there are 4 types of silhouettes, and it's a big subject of polemic between personal stylists or coach images, if there exists a silhouette in O or not, because there we know this is the body type in a V, when we have like the broadest shoulder and the tiny the lower part, it's like straight, or it's not so developed. And then we have the different letter A, when we have like the lower part, like it's more volume, and then we have tiny shoulders. Then we have the third letter will be H, when there's not a difference between shoulders and hips, and there is not a marked center, and that's not a waist, it's very marked. Then we have a silhouette in X, or how do you say, the hourglass. Yeah, it's the same. And the fifth one would be like a silhouette in O. So we're gonna talk about plus size or curves. That I said to my students that we're not talking about body positivity, but physically and anatomically, a woman cannot have like a circle, to be like a circle, even if it's plus size. If we're talking about 3XL, 4XL, 5XL women, anyway, there should be like a difference, because there are plus sizes women, but they have like a marked waist. And if there is like a full figure, we cannot see the waist that is defined, and of course it's a silhouette in H, but never like a circle. So it's good to determine, even we are talking about curved women, that should be very clear to specify where to put the accent. For example, someone has a prominent upper part, then we have to put, of course, the accent on the décolleté, or on this side of the body. And someone wants to accentuate the legs, of course, why not? Then, of course, we're gonna put like the accent on the lower part. And so on, yeah. Okay. So it's a good. So I think it's a mistake just to underestimate and to say, okay, you have like a silhouette in O or an H, or for girls who just cannot say that a marked waist or a prominent bust or hips. We cannot say, oh, you have like a silhouette in H. You have to cover yourself and don't show anything, and to create the complex, because if you don't feel good in your clothes, of course, everything goes wrong. You don't have your confidence in yourself.
Of course. Okay, that was fairly technical, but I appreciate going into that. But I was pretty technical. But what would be then the first kind of steps a stylist would like, for example, do?
I think confidence is key. I think my first rule always is you wear what you want, where you feel like yourself, when you feel confident, because confidence is the most beautiful outfit you can wear. And it starts with, for example, do you like your waist? Would you like to show it? Would you like to be more feminine, or would you prefer to show your legs? It starts with yourself again. It starts with knowing, what do I like about myself? What would I prefer to show the world? Do I like I would say big boobs, but I don't have them so well. But do you want to show them, or don't you like to show them? That's a personal choice for your personal style again. So I think it starts there. It helps to know what your measurements are, how your body is. How do you say it in English? Verhoudingen? Proportions. Thank you. I knew I was gonna flab out Dutch words. So it helps to establish some balance in your outfit. But if you like it, and if you don't like it, it's also fine. It's a personal choice again. For me, for example, I'm fairly small, but I like to wear things oversized most of the time. And sometimes in a store, people would say to me, but you need a smaller size. And then I'm like, no, I don't like it. I like it when it's a little bit big and puffy, and it looks like I'm drowning in it, for example. So that's my personal choice. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that is the power when you can say to someone, oh, you should actually wear that, and say, no, I'm going to wear that. And that is, then you find your personal style, because you have the confidence to say, no, I'm going to not wear it, I'm going to wear that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Still, I think many of us don't necessarily get to ask ourselves these questions or get to explore these questions for reasons. Partially because there's this big industry, fast fashion, telling us what we should actually wear. But let's say I finally realize that, half of my wardrobe is not actually what makes me feel nice and comfortable. What now? Am I gonna now throw away all my wardrobe? What am I gonna do now?
I think then it's because I'm actually a bit in that stage at the moment. So I have a closet that I think, no, it's not fully me again. But it's not that I'm gonna throw away. So now items that I say, okay, these are really, they had their time and place, I'm not gonna wear them anymore. There are so many platforms, we're actually in a great time now, so many platforms, secondhand stores that help you sell your clothes for people that can really use and want your clothes. So I think that is a good place. And then if you say, okay, the items, so for me now I have some items that I really want to invest in. I have my budget for it, and I have 5 items I really want to invest in it, because that's also with the minimum of a good amount of items you can buy per year if you want to do it more sustainable. And now what I invest in first is really the basics, and that's good trousers, good jeans, a blazer, really the key pieces of a wardrobe you can add to different outfits. And mistake people mostly make is a white shirt, I will buy it H&M, it's cheap. But that are the items you wear so many times. Invest in it, because then the cost per wear is so low, it's worth those items.
Right.
And then the more special items, now again, we are in a great place. Buy them secondhand, rent them out, swap with friends. So, and then everything becomes way more playful, and our wardrobe can rotate much more and adjust to the differences we go through in life. Because indeed, you are older, you're having kids, hormones are changing, you work out, your butt is becoming a bit bigger, so things change. And then you have a smaller wardrobe that can rotate, and you can add in new pieces and will not harm the planet anymore.
Yeah, and well, like Lynn earlier told us, we only wear 20% of our closet, so there's 80% to explore.
Right.
I think it's very nice to shop in your own closet. I've been doing a lot of closet deep dives, I call them, where I go to women's places and we go through the closet. And they always start with saying, oh, I don't think you're gonna find anything, I don't know how to combine, I don't think I have nice things. And we end with outfits for a whole year, for example.
Nice.
And I'm actually not even, well, it's true. I think it's very nice how easy you can create new outfits, new combinations with the things we already have. And I think the app is great for that. I suggest everyone where I go to install it and to start with taking pictures of the things they wear and creating their own digital wardrobe. So when they go shopping and when they want to buy something else, they can check one, do I already have it or not? Two, can I combine it with the rest of my closet? And does it fit in my wardrobe? And does it suit me? And yeah, then you make smaller, better decisions, not smaller decisions. Smarter, that was it. So yeah.
No, really, really cool. I like that you pointed out that apps like this can be tools also to fight the fatigue of your own wardrobe or being bored with your own wardrobe. I really, really like that, and I'm a big fan of shopping your own wardrobe first. Absolutely. But let's say I still wanna buy something new. I need something new, like for whatever reason. Catalina, any shopping tips as a stylist, like especially if I'm on a budget, like I can't afford to buy what I really, really want. Any tips?
So firstly is to realize why you truly need this piece.
Okay.
Maybe first it's you buy it from the instinct, or you saw someone else wearing it, or maybe an influencer. You have to decide truly really need this, to see if you don't have like similar pieces in your wardrobe. And if it's going to be like a good choice, it's going to be a good match for the rest of your wardrobe. So if it's a good investigation and you really, really like decided to purchase it, so firstly you have to give up on buying like different another pieces that can like minimize your budget. So you have to really save money for this piece which really deserves it, I think.
Right.
If you think, for example, if it's a statement bag or a leather jacket, and you don't have to ruin your bank account, you can go firstly to it's the thing I'm doing myself. For example, I don't do jeans and I don't do like accessories. So if I want something to buy which I don't create myself, firstly, I'm not looking into new collections. I'm looking on vintage shops. And vintage shops, for example, we talked, I think, about Vinted. Now it was, I don't know, there are maybe several scandals, but they found that like Hermes bag or Louis Vuitton, it was like sold in many countries by different owners as original, as Vinted authentication, which doesn't exist because there's not an authentication team there, and like the lady like paid a lot of money like for an original one, of course vintage, not new, and it was fake, of course. It was fake, made somewhere, I don't know, in South Asia. And for me, for example, if I want, let's say a good bag, a nice bag, which I will wear all my life, and I will leave it like for like heritage for my daughter, and then I'll go on vintage shops. There are luxury shops that are not only, but there are medium brands where you can buy it also as a vintage from old collections, but it's a classic, it's timeless. And of course, if you want like a new piece, you can't afford it, but you look for something similar on a vintage, like good quality, and you can find at 50% discount, for example. And if not, if you really want this piece, like from this new collection, then you can wait for the sale period and to buy it like a less price. Yeah, this is like a good idea. And why not? Another idea can be to create your own piece. For example, you want a skirt, which is very, of course, nice in your idea. You know you're gonna wear it with a lot of items from your wardrobe. Then why not to take like a classic, for example, skirt, and to go to the tailor and to show like the piece. This is like I want to look like this, and to explain, or maybe to go to seamstress. You can go to a retouche shop, and you can try to do like your own piece from a basic one. For example, to buy like a good quality fabric and to create your own piece and on your body, on your personal measurements. And then maybe in time you will afford to buy like a similar piece. It's more complicated, for example, to wait a lot, for example, for the sale or for the time when you're gonna have savings enough, the budget, and then you're not gonna find your size or your color or something.
Okay. That's a very cool tip. Ladies, I know we just opened the conversation, and I'm pretty sure you would have many more tips. So I do encourage everybody else to go and talk to these ladies. In the meantime, you can also find them on social media, I assume. Any handles we should give away?
Mine would be @anke.stine. So it's my name with a dot in between. And my shop is at My Melanate. But I will share the QR code after if you want to. So.
Cool. Lynn, apart from you on LinkedIn?
Yeah, that's also my Instagram is also my name without a dot. Just
well, someone stole that.
It's already difficult enough, my name, so.
And Catalina?
It's my website, Catalina _j.com. And on Instagram, I'm Catalina _J.
All right. But anyway, go and talk to these ladies. You just heard a little bit of it, but I'm pretty sure they have much more to share. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, let's grab a drink.